Welcome to Nugget 128 with Steve Grohman, and today we will be going to the book of Genesis, but let's start at
2 Peter 3, verse 3 says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts.
And here are a few last day scoffers that have really impacted our world.
In a big way, some of yesteryear and some still alive and current today.
Let's just mention a little bit about each one of them.
Yeah, we can start back with Darwin. I mean, he's the oldest of this group that's on the screen there. But in fact, I have Scientific American articles where it shows what Darwin came up with. His ideas still 150 years ago, it says, still drive the scientific agenda today. So what he came up with, the rejection of the Bible, the denying of its truthfulness and such, still drives the scientific agenda today. And Eugene Scott.
And what was the name of the organization that she once led?
She was the director of the National Center for Science Education. She was a very, very outspoken advocate for evolutionism and humanism and anti-creation and anti-God in general.
Well, I know that she certainly kept you out of a few public schools across the nation when in her limelight heyday, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, she certainly did.
And then there's always Bill Nye, the science guy.
Well, he's just kind of one of those guys that says a bunch of stuff, and if people analyze it, and it's been analyzed quite a lot, he's not giving all that much truthful information.
He's more entertainment value,
more
right?
Entertainment value, yes.
And then Jared Diamond, I don't think too many people are
Jared Diamond
familiar with him.
He's into the social evolution, social aspects of evolution, the geopolitical, the socialism aspect of it. And he gets into the belief systems that people hold and that they can change the pattern of their life based on their understanding of life in general.
He's sort of subtle.
It's very shrewd.
And then there's old Carl Sagan.
He would be doing well today probably in his field because he was a kinder guy as far as it goes, but he says we're all just star stuff. We're all just made of stars and all that. Yeah, he was out there in the astrophysics realm.
And then Dr. Richard Dawkins, he's nasty. A really bad man.
Yes, he's just very, very outspoken, belligerent. And I show some video clips of him and people's jaws hit the floor because of what this man says. And
you might want to look up and type in Dr. Richard Dawkins and find some of his quotes online.
Yes, because what he says...
It is scary. It is sad.
Yeah,
right.
It runs the information that makes it into the textbooks today. Very, very anti-God.
Right, and he's actually over in England, but he affects the United States greatly.
Just like our guys here do over there. I mean, it doesn't stay within boundaries of continents or nations or states or anything. This stuff affects everybody and everything. And Stephen Hawking, recently, he learned a lot of truth, didn't he, when he went on?
He crossed into... something you probably never thought he would cross into, but yes.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking says science makes God unnecessary, and that's what all this evolution stuff is. These scoffers of the last day is to deny God. Not only do they deny God, but they tell people that they should deny God.
In Nugget 47, you go into great detail about 2 Peter 3 and verses 3 through 7 and what these scoffers in the last days are actually trying to hide. And we won't go into that today. And then we also talk about these people in specificity in Darwin's Legacy, Lesson 8 of a Creation Seminar. But today you said something very interesting in a presentation you gave, and you talked about the first scoffer. And we find this first scoffer in Genesis 3, verses 1 through 5.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, first scoffer, hath God said. The devil was the very first to say, hath God said, to cause doubt into somebody else's life.
And we looked up Genesis 3:1 in the CEV, the ESV, and the NLT. Subtle. In these translations, they use the word sneakier, more crafty, shrewdest. It isn't a good word. Subtle in this case doesn't have a good connotation at all.
Exactly. But the devil is the first scoffer to convince somebody, hath God said, to cause that seed of doubt in somebody's life, in somebody's mind, about something that God has specifically told them.
So he is the first scoffer because he is the one that put the group of words together.
Exactly.
To make a question that placed doubt in Eve's mind.
Right. And of course, after that doubt is in place, the second thing the devil said is, ye shall not surely die. Once doubt is in place, then once that's established, you can take the next step. Come on. It's not true what God said. God said you're going to die. The devil says, no, you're not going to die. So that doubt was put there.
We hope that you have enjoyed this nugget and all the other nuggets that we have put up over the year. Speaking of this year, this has been a very interesting and tough year for ministry, as the majority of our meetings have canceled due to COVID. And now with the election issues and continuing issues with COVID, we still are not scheduling, and services that we have scheduled have been canceling. We certainly appreciate those of you who can help support us financially, either on a monthly basis or maybe just a one-time would be awesome. The best way to do that is if you use PayPal or Zelle, or you can contact us directly to find out how to become a monthly sponsor by calling 603-616-8907. We thank you and help spread the word and the truth of God's creation.